delivered. Holy shit. The newest episode of WandaVision, it delivered. It finally answered some of the questions we had since the beginning of the show as to why exactly. Well, it didn't answer all of the questions. Let's leave that open still. There's a couple more questions that need to be answered. But some of the fundamental questions that I had, they got answered. Plus, for those who are just kind of like, was so bored of the sitcoms that you just couldn't stand it, this episode will do you wonders. It is filled with tension, drama, and intrigue, and you're just like, oh, alright. I'm not gonna say it's the best episode of all television, but it's a damn good episode, and it really does make you feel like, yes, this show is going somewhere. Now, I do believe I saw that this season is 9 episodes long. That means this episode 4, is about halfway. As for non-spoilery conversations, let me just wrap up this review on that non-spoilery side, where this show just made me finally be more invested. Before then, this was a casual watch. It's like, maybe I'll watch it, maybe I'm not. I didn't feel like I had to keep up with it every week. I felt like if it's a sitcom, that means I can watch it whenever I want and I can still understand the basic overarching plot. But now with this 4th episode, ooh, it's about to get spicy, and I do hope episode 5, when it comes out next week, it doesn't go back to the sitcoms, at least not in totality. Now that we know some of the backstory as to what is going on, this will be great. So that was the non-spoilery side of the review. Now here comes a bit of the spoilers. I won't go too deep into the spoilers. I'm just going to go briefly over it, because a lot of I just finished watching WandaVision, and I just came out to make this review, and just because it's fresh in my mind, I don't want to miss a second. Plus, it's already getting pretty fucking late in the night. And I was right. One of the things I said last week was that I knew that there was at least 3 parties involved. It confirmed 2 of the parties. Two of the parties. The third party still hasn't been, well, not that it hasn't been confirmed, because one of the episodes of the sitcoms did confirm that party, which was, I guess since this is the spoiler section, I'll just say it. Hydra in episode 1 or 2 was kind of briefly shown in the sitcom world, and so we know Hydra has something to do with this world. But more importantly, I wanted to know who was responsible for this world, and it looks like I was right. And that person responsible for it was indeed Wanda, like it was in the comic books, because I do know that in the comic books Wanda did something not exactly similar, but something kind of like this, and that's kind of interesting in its own way. I want to know how this actually copes. Plus, the third party that I wasn't exactly sure of last week, now we know. It's an organization called by Sword. I think we saw them in the MCU before, but I'm not, like, I didn't really pay too much attention about all the other organizations. I just kind of paid attention to S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra, and the Avengers. Anything else it flew over my radar, and I didn't really give 2 squirts about it. But now we're in WandaVision, and Sword is playing a key, pivotal, role. So I'm dying to find out how this exactly all plays out, because right now Wanda is definitely kind of being painted as not so much as the villain, but most likely the antagonist. They need to somehow break her free from this dream she is kind of forcing these people to live with her. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, oh my god, I really want to know how this all suddenly ends. And by the way, we did get an answer as to what is going on with Vision. And I'll say it right now, the CGI in this episode was both one of its greatest and one of its weakest of this entire season. That CGI Vision head where he was all gray, that was freaking horrible. But in the very beginning, they really flexed their CGI by making all the people from the snap come back. So tell me in the comments below, what did you think about this whole episode of WandaVision? Did it bring back your whole enthusiasm for the show? I know many people fell off this show when it really went towards the side of the sitcom. I know we all kind of expected to have some sitcom elements, but none of us actually believed it would go 3 episodes basically completely all in on the sitcom. And this episode did kind of show the behind the scenes, like what was happening while we were watching the sitcoms, and that really did kind of interest me. But in a sad turn of events, that does mean the 4th episode ends basically where the 3rd episode ended. So we're back where we ended last week, but hopefully on the 5th episode it doesn't go back to the sitcoms, so we actually get more plot and it isn't just, well, episodic. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you for coming to the Lobby for Hobbies, and I'll see you next time you check in. I don't think I should have clapped there. See you next time you check in at the lobby. Peace.